For those of you who have not been keeping up with election cycles, every 2 years after a presidential election, there's a midterm election, which involves a third of the Senate and a large number of seats in Congress as well, or rather the House. And the Indiana Senate seat that Joe Donnelly currently occupies was initially held by, let me say hello to O'Donoghue, initially held by a Republican named Richard Lugar, who had the position for 36 years until he was stomped in the Republican primary in 2012 because his challenger claimed that he wasn't right-wing enough. Um, and this is someone who was able to acquire the liking of many Democrats for appearing to not be in the mold of you know the more right-wing members of the party. I don't know, Donahue. He was able to win six Senate elections. So if you 6-1, or rather 6-2, because he also lost a an earlier bid. But those don't seem like loser numbers. But okay. Um, so I spoke a couple of days ago about why I distaste the CIA nominee Gina Haspel and why I think she should be behind bars in an orange jumpsuit, uh, similar to that of Naruto Uzumaki. And when I was mentioning just the events relating to her, we didn't really have confirmation of who all was going to be backing her. And so that Democrat that replaced Lugar, Joe Donnelly rather, announced yesterday in a statement that he was going to back her because she supposedly had come a long way and had learned from her past. And, people will say to yourself, well, is this really worth doing a whole stream about? But it really underscores another point that can be made with just the way politics are now. Now, I've mentioned a couple of times I don't identify with either major party because I think both of them generally follow the same lines. I give the Democrats credit for sometimes pushing gun control, being 100% behind net neutrality. There's a couple of things that they vary on, but overwhelmingly, these similarities make it difficult for me to say, yes, this one party is good, the other one's awful. And when you get a senator like this, because the Republican that is going against Donnelly in the general election, well, I don't remember all of his positions. I'm very convinced if you went up and asked him, would you be supporting the CIA nominee? He would go, yes. He would say, definitely, she has a great record, overlooking the torture, of course, or if he does acknowledge it, he doesn't make it seem as if it's that bad, even though it's violating U.S. and international law. And I thought to myself, this is the 2016 election all over again. Just this whole idea of, well, both candidates have many things in common, / are not desirable to a good chunk of people because they don't vary that much. So I guess we'll just have to pick the lesser of two evils. But it's even worse to an extent because now you have it outright confirmed that no matter what way you vote, which, I mean, she'll be nominated or rather confirmed before November, but now it's confirmed that no matter what way you vote, whether it's for Donnelly or the Republican, you're going to get a vote in favor of this war criminal torturous CIA nominee. And that's the problem I have with just politicians at this point when they have these elections and that one side figures, well, I'm running in this area that was won by the Republicans in the last presidential election. Let me try to be like them. And this is something that I've noticed more with Democrats, where they have this mentality, or their advisors tell them you'll be more liked by conservatives if you just do things that they like. When in reality, if they just want someone to do things that they like, I can't understand why they wouldn't vote for someone of their own party. You had Doug Jones, for example, backing some of Trump's things, and I always almost want to vomit because I said to myself, in 2 years, when they have the actual Alabama Senate election, he's going to get curb stomped. Or if he does win, it won't be because of his supposed backing of Trump or just anything having to do with pretending to be conservative as he's attempting to do. So it grosses me out. I wish people would just wake up and realize that pretending to be part of one party that you're not will not make someone pick you over the people of their own party. It goes to show you how fake and disingenuous most of these politicians are. They can't have a view that is affirmative. I would think a voter would respect you more if you said, yes, I understand you don't agree with this. I'm still going to do it anyway because I am convinced of this due to these various reasons, rather than, I want you to vote for me, so I'm going to, make sure that I vote for the person that you want me to vote for. Who cares what I think, and who cares if they, tortured people and broke the law and are war criminal? Just, they don't care. As long as they can, whatever it takes to get votes. The ends justify the means.